Happy Monday. Welcome back from spring break, everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful time last week. Hope you were able to get out and travel. Seems like the world is starting to open up a little bit more. This is a good thing. Here in Nashville, it was great to see over the weekend, in the past week, all the people that were coming in from out of town to get away from it all. So to enjoy life for a change. Everybody's been locked up for the past 2 years, so it was nice to see. But I saw something that happened this weekend, and Russia, 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 right? I mean, it's 24/7 Russia. Uh, are you about where I am with this? Is there other things going on in the world? Apparently not. Apparently it's still Russia. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was that there's a move right now to cancel anything Russian, so to just remove a whole race of people. And I don't understand this. I can understand being upset with Putin and the leaders of Russia that have made this whole invasion happen. But I don't understand being mad at Russians, at the people themselves. Whenever the United States gets involved in anything, do people judge us by what our leaders do? I pray to God not. I mean, I know that they do, and that's what's sad. But right now, we're judging a whole race of people based on what their leaders are doing. And this past, I guess it was a few days ago, there's a space conference here in the United States. It's a nonprofit organization, and they celebrate human achievement. And during one of the nights of these events, they call it Yuri Gagarin night. And if you don't know who Yuri Gagarin is, I'm going to post some information about him below. But he was the first astronaut to be, to pilot a manned spaceship that went around the world. So when back in the 60s, when we were in a space race with Russia, they beat us to the punch. They got the first satellite up into outer space with Sputnik, and they got the first astronaut into outer space with Yuri Gagarin. This man sacrificed his life to go into outer space, and this is something that we've all benefited from. So he should be a hero to everybody, not just Russia, but to all of us. We should celebrate these achievements, and that's what this conference used to do, and that's the whole basis of what they do. But they have removed Yuri Gagarin's name from this event because of what's happening over in Russia. Like, how petty are we becoming with this whole thing? I talked about this last week or a few weeks ago, that when this whole thing very first started, people started reacting. It's like an overcorrection. And so they started pouring down, Russian vodka down the toilet, even though most of this vodka that we're banning, like Smirnoff, comes from Latvia. And I talked about that. So it's just misguided. People have selective outrage. Why do we ban certain things but don't ban other things? Right? Hugo Boss, famously made all the uniforms for the Nazi SS. He's still a popular, clothing, manufacturer. Volkswagen was the people's car, made by the Germans, for the Nazi regime and the people of Germany. Yet they're still a very popular company. So it's like this selective outrage. We're just going to ban certain ridiculous things. And getting rid of Yuri Gagarin's name on an event that has nothing to do with politics or geopolitics, I don't understand this. This becomes so trivial and petty, and we lose the main message. Because, like I said last week, have we already turned our back on Ukraine? Because people are, we've got March Madness going on over here. We've got the NBA playoffs are getting ready to start. Major League Baseball is getting ready to start. Formula One had their first race in Dubai this weekend. Had a huge turnout there. So we've got NASCAR in full swing over here. There just seems like there's a lot going on in the world, and people have tuned out already. So to glom onto these things, for these outlets and these corporations to say, we're going to get rid of a whole race of people. Michael Smerconish from CNN had somebody on his show this weekend. It was Saturday morning. I think it was a professor from the Yale Management School of Business. And this gentleman was talking about how we need to stop doing business with any of these countries that have franchises over in Russia, like Subway or something, and they went into depth about this. And again, it's, where he was like saying that this is helping fund, Putin's war. Really? Is it really? Is a Subway sandwich, is the cost of a Subway sandwich, or the profits buying missiles and rockets and tanks? This just seems so ridiculous and absurd that we're just going to eradicate a whole race of people. We're just going to cancel Russia from everything. Their citizens have no involvement in this. A lot of their soldiers don't want anything to do with this. That's why they're not doing so well. They're turning themselves in or they're fleeing. So how much of this just becomes selective outrage versus are we really drilling down on what the problem is? Because, oh, we'll show them. We're going to remove Yuri's name from our event. Who cares? That's not going to solve anything. Oh, now we're going to pull out. This is not going to help. This is ridiculous. This man had nothing to do with anything. This was like in the 60s, where he, flew around the planet. So it just seems so trivial and childish to you that this is a thing that's happening, that we're just going to cancel a whole race of people. We don't want to be judged here in America by what our leaders do, because we've got a bunch of idiots that are in charge over here. Unfortunately, that's probably what happens. A lot of other countries look at us and think Americans are stupid right now. I hope that's not the case. We don't want to be judged, just like we shouldn't be judging these people. What are your thoughts on this? Because this just seems so childish, so trivial, that removing a legendary astronaut, if this was a famous athlete from another nation, a famous Russian weightlifter or boxer or anything, we're not canceling those people. So I don't understand this selective on what is outraging, making us outraged. Tell me what your thoughts are, or do you even care? Have you completely moved on and you have no interest in what's going on over there at all? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday, and we'll talk to you next time.